My name is James Kwangho Chung, and I'm one of the participants at the Seoul Exhibition of SBAU 2021. And I teach architecture at the Architectural Association School of Architecture in London. I'm also a visiting lecturer at the Royal College of Art, and I also direct AA Visiting School Seoul program.
I'm Brendon Carlin. I'm a Unit Master of Diploma at the AA, Architectural Association in London. I'm a researcher at Leeds University, and I've started a new research and architecture practice called Fake It Twice.
So the way we understood the Seoul exhibition and the parts that we were really inspired were the word hyper-connected cities. And we wanted to actually relate the Seoul's mutations to this connectedness because I think that we are facing very similar issues across the world at the moment. Therefore, we wish to actually contribute to these debates on the relationship of nature and city, and how we can actually propose urban space as a cultural landscape through sampling various mutations that already happens in Seoul.
One of the methods that we've developed through the Biennale is a kind of anthropological ethnographic approach that we have been referring to as anatomies of subjects in space. Through photography, drawing, and mapping, we build a picture of the subjects, their rituals and habits in relation to the form and symbolism in architecture. We then build a kind of historical genealogy and trace the emergence of certain typologies as and architectures as a kind of infrastructure in the city as a social factory. We then want to understand the way that people are always profaning and misusing those infrastructures and experimenting with them and opening them up to new uses.
So the title of the exhibition is Unfaithful Souls. And basically, it started off thinking about living in a city. Living in a city means that there are multiple agencies who are involved in constructing the city and our life forms. And architects do not always serve or work closely with the inhabitants who will be using and living in the space. Instead, architects actually often work closely with the governing agencies and the initiating parties of the city's setting. Therefore, we are questioning the ethical problems that comes out from this structure and very normalized practice of architecture serving a particular institutions with specific agendas, and how architects actually end up diagrammatizing the planned vision and materializing the certain ideals of the institution.
The role of the exhibition from a zoomed out perspective is on one hand to examine the role of architecture and the architect, which we would say is too often engaged in kind of idealizations, planning, beautification of the city, and stylization that ends up simply shutting down some of those wild experiments that are already always emerging. Therefore, the exhibition, the kind of bigger idea and theme of the exhibition is to propose a kind of therapy and methodology for both for architects and non-architects to simply let the city happen.
I think we can all share a common issue across the world. Not only applies to the Seoul's issues, but globally we are facing a common sense of non-belonging. And the message that we want to send out to all citizens is that there are different possibilities out there and alternatives modes of living. And actually, we can learn a lot from the Seoul's mutations. And as architects, we can amplify and encourage this tool that's actually learned from the architectural observation. Therefore, inhabitants of Seoul and many other cities can actually explore and enjoy multiplicitous living and experimental forms of life. Thank you.